Rome, 64 AD. The Emperor Nero has unleashed his fury against the Christians. Their crime? Proclaiming a king higher than Caesar. Setting fire to the city, Nero places the blame on the Christians and launches a new campaign to wipe them out. Families are separated, children left homeless, as thousands are sold into slavery or thrown to the lions. Escaping the panic of the fire and dodging the advancing soldiers, a group of children find shelter in the gentle care of Ben and Helena, a local baker and his wife. Here the children discover an amazing secret network of daring men and women who risk their lives to help one another and to tell the stories of the great storyteller, the one called Jesus. And so, awaiting the day when their parents will return, Anna, Cyrus, Justin, and Marcus embark on the adventure of a lifetime, together with Ben, Helena, and their friends in the Christian underground. Their mission, to keep the stories of Jesus alive. This is their story. They are the Storykeepers.
Stars are so bright.
A little too bright, Anna. Nero's guards could spot us a mile away. We never should have taken this road in the first place.
Don't worry, Zach. Our friends in Ostia assure me that if anyone can get us there safely, it's Milo.
I don't see how. He's as old as the hills, deaf as a stone, and he talks to his horse.
No. You've got it all wrong, Regis. We go left at the next junction, not right.
Huh?
Ben, why are we going all the way to Ostia for a story meeting?
Because it's too dangerous in Rome, Marcus. As more people become Christians, Nero sends even more guards to try and catch us. What's that, Regis? Roman guards? Well, I sure don't smell any guards.
Oh, that's a relief. Milo doesn't smell any.
Guards!
Guess you were right, Regis. Hold on, everybody! Whoa! After them! After them! There they go!
They're getting on us!
Don't worry, I'll lose them.
If you've got any tricks up your sleeve, you'd better use them right now.
Right? Only a half-witted goat with blinkers on would go right. We want to go left.
Are you trying to get us killed?
Sit down.
Look out!
Whoa, Regis! What a ride! Is everyone all right?
I think so.
Well, the wagon's not. So much for the story meeting. We'll never get to Ostia now.
Don't be so sure. I said I'd get you folks to Ostia, and I mean to do just that. Just stay out of what's left of my hair, and we'll be on our way again in no time.
I'm cold.
I think we can do something about that.
Where'd the leaders in Ostia find that old smuggler anyway?
No one knows much about Milo.
except that he's traveled just about every road, footpath, and goat trail in the Empire.
There goes another one. Wow. Why do stars fall, Ben?
I couldn't tell you, Marcus. That's a question for the Magi.
Who?
Magi are men who study the stars. In fact, a group of them play an important part in one of my favorite stories. A long time ago, when my father was still just a boy, several Magi discovered a new star. They knew the star meant a special king had been born. So they decided to follow the star to Israel in hope of finding him. The Magi traveled for nearly 2 years before finally arriving in Israel's capital city, Jerusalem. Unfortunately, there was another king living in Israel at the time, and his name was Herod. He was a vain, cruel, moody man who lived in constant fear.
Someone is trying to steal my throne. I know it.
He would do anything, even kill his own wife and family, to remain king. The visit of the Magi did little to comfort him.
Great king.
We have come to worship the child who was born to be the King of the Jews. Do you know where we may find him?
I am king of the Jews. Their only king. Where can I find the other king of which they spoke?
In Bethlehem, as the prophet Micah wrote hundreds of years ago.
Herod immediately called for another meeting with the Magi.
The child you seek is in Bethlehem. When you find him, come back and tell me where he is. For I would like to worship him too.
And so, the Magi traveled to nearby Bethlehem. The child they had come to see was now 2 years old. He was staying in Bethlehem with his parents, Joseph and Mary. The Magi opened the gifts they had brought for him. Gold fit for a king. Frankincense for worship. And myrrh. This last gift was a strange one. Myrrh is usually used in the burial of the dead. Perhaps the Magi knew that much sorrow would come to this little boy. And then, just as suddenly as they had arrived, they left. No one knows where they went, but one thing is certain. They didn't return to Herod's palace.
Yes? Well?
Still no word from the Magi, Your Majesty.
When Herod realized the Magi had tricked him, he flew into one of his terrible rages.
Those meddling sorcerers are trying to hide the child from me. So be it. By By the time I'm finished, they'll wish they delivered him to me on a plate! Assemble your men. They are to scour the city of Bethlehem and kill every male child under the age of 2.
But, Your Majesty...
No one must escape alive. Do you understand? That's an order!
Yes, Herod.
How did Joseph and Mary escape, Ben?
Yeah, Ben. Finish the story.
Well, the same night that King Herod ordered his men to kill the newborn children, Joseph was warned by an angel of the Lord in a terrible dream.
And King of the Jews, their only king.
Joseph and Mary knew from the dream that they had to escape. And they didn't have much time. For sure enough, Herod's men carried out their orders.
Get down!
Though Joseph, Mary, and Jesus managed to escape, the sound of weeping mothers that night was a sad sound indeed. And so the family made their way to Egypt.
Wow, King Herod was even worse than Nero. At least Joseph, Mary, and Jesus didn't get caught.
Yeah, well, we might not be so lucky if those guards decide to double back. I'll see what's taking so long.
No, Regis, you've got it all wrong. 2 rabbis walk into a tavern, and they've got a duck.
I hate to interrupt, but how's the wheel coming?
And the first rabbi asked the innkeeper if he serves ducks.
What am I doing? This old coot couldn't hear a thunderbolt if it hit him in the ear.
Watch it, Sonny. It's a long walk to Ostia.
Whoever heard of driving down a riverbed? Was this your idea, or did Regis suggest it?
Very funny. He's just a horse. No, there's nothing wrong with being a horse. I'm just saying.
One thing's for sure, Nero's guards will never spot us down here.
Exactly. Laddie boy, I know these parts better than an old dog knows his fleas. You can take it from me, there's absolutely no quicker way to Caesarea Philippi than straight down this riverbed.
But we're going to Ostia.
I know that.
Psst.
Helena, were you ever in Bethlehem?
No, but my parents once passed through Nazareth. That's the town in Judea where Joseph and Mary lived.
But I thought Jesus was born in Bethlehem.
He was, but the story really begins before that. You see, in those days, Joseph worked as a carpenter. He had just become engaged to Mary, who lived nearby. Now, Nazareth is only a small town. For that matter, Israel is only a small country. And as Ben will tell you, the people have always hated being ruled by the Roman emperor. Just like today, they longed to be free and dreamed of the day God would send them a great leader. Some prepared to fight, and others, like Mary, prayed.
Peace be with you, Mary. The Lord is with you and has blessed you.
Mary was confused by the voice and wondered what it meant.
God is pleased with you. You will have a son, and will call him Jesus. God will make him a king, and his kingdom will never end.
But how can this happen, since I am still a virgin?
There is nothing God cannot do. His Spirit will come to you, and his powers will rest on you. The child will be a holy child. He will be called the Son of God.
I am the Lord's servant. Let it happen to me as you have said.
And so it did. Mary soon learned she was going to have a baby. Because they were not yet married, Joseph thought the right thing to do was break off their engagement quietly.
Hey, why are we stopping here?
You folks stay here. I'll be right back.
Wait, where are you going?
Where's it look like I'm going? I have to talk to someone inside to get the location of this secret meeting of yours.
I don't like this, Ben. It could be a trap.
Milo's brought us this far. I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
That's what I'm afraid of.
There they are.
That was really close.
Ben, let's get out of here. We can find the meeting on our own.
Milo said he'd be back. I think we should trust him.
Me too.
We'll wait just a while longer.
But Ben!
Why don't you continue with the story, Helena?
Well, one night, not long after he had called off the wedding, Joseph had a dream.
Joseph, you must not be afraid to wed Mary. God is the father of her baby, and you shall call him Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins.
The next morning, Joseph decided to go ahead with the wedding as planned. Shortly before the baby was due, the Roman emperor sent out an order to every country in his empire. Hoping to make it easier to collect taxes, he ordered the people to put their names on a register. This really upset many Jews. It reminded them they were not free.
Signed, Caesar Augustus.
Samuel.
Benjamin.
Saul.
To prevent riots, the emperor ordered everyone to return to the place where they were born to register. This meant that Joseph had to go south to Bethlehem in the province of Judea. Bethlehem is known as the City of David because it is the place where the great shepherd King David was born. By the time Joseph and Mary arrived in Bethlehem, the baby was ready to be born. But the town was so crowded that when they finally found a place, there was no room left. And the baby had to be born in the stable.
Oh dear, we've come to help you. You just lie back. That's a good. You just wait outside. It won't be long.
baby in cloths and laid him in the manger. Not far away, a group of shepherds were tending their flock.
Don't be afraid. I have good news for you. Today your Savior has been born, who is Christ the Lord. You will find him in the town, lying in a manger.
It's the Lord who sent this message.
We must go to Bethlehem.
The shepherds told Mary and Joseph what they had heard about Jesus. Mary kept the things she had heard deep in her heart and continued to think about them. 8 days later, Mary and Joseph named their child Jesus, just as God's messenger had told them to do. Do you know one of my favorite things about that story? Ordinary shepherds were among the first to see Jesus.
I think that's my favorite story, Helena.
Mine, too.
I knew it was a trap. You tricked us, Milo.
Now, hold on, lad. This soldier's a friend, and he's going to personally escort you to the meeting place. It's just a short walk from here.
He'll escort us right to the lions. That's where he'll escort us.
You must be Zacchaeus. He's just as you described him, Ben. A little taller, maybe.
Cassius? Cassius Marcellus! I thought I recognized that laugh. You can relax, Zach. Cassius and I are old friends. Don't look so surprised, everyone. Tacticus isn't the only Christian in the Roman Guard. I don't know what we would have done without you, Milo.
Yeah, thanks for everything.
Oh, no, it was nothing.
No, it was something.
Oh, my.
Goodbye, Milo. Take care.
Bye, Milo. Bye, Regis.
Safe journey.
Come. Our meeting place is filled with friends, and they're anxious to hear your stories.
Milo, wait.
What is it, lad? Forget something?
Well, yes. I forgot to thank you, and I owe you an apology.
You were just looking out for your friends.
Yes, but I think I went a little too far.
A trip like this makes everyone a little jittery. Why, once a long time ago, a family hired me to take them across the desert road to Egypt. Real nice folks, but they'd gotten themselves into some kind of trouble, and they were scared silly I was going to turn them in.
Zach?
I wish I could remember their names. Jared and Myra? No, that's not it.
Zach, come on.
Milo, I have to go, but thanks again for everything.
They had a little boy with them. Jason and Miriam. No. Oh, that's right, Regis. Joseph and Mary. I wonder whatever happened to those folks.